Welcome to the Gemini Arcade Palace. Located on the southeast corner of Flamingo and Sandhill, this arcade is any hardcore gamer's dream. Typically, this is the local gaming tournament ground, but on this particular Friday night, the arcade is playing host to a locals lock-in. $10 will grant you entry to the arcade from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m., while all of the games are free to play. I got to speak with a few of the regular players briefly about what first hooked them into fighting games and exactly how large the fighting game community can be. How long have you been playing fighting games?
Ever? Well, I started playing when I lived in Boston, so that would be 20 years ago, probably playing the fighting games. And we had a small pocket community out there. That's before fighting games really took off. And we would just play at our local arcade that we had there. And then when we got older, we found this little hole-in-the-wall arcade in New Hampshire called Tokyo Game Action, where a lot of the talent at the time from America came from. So, you know, it was a whole different experience going from playing in your local arcade, then thinking you're just the best player in the world, and going to these guys that go to Japan twice a year and facing off against them, you know. And it was a really great experience. And then, you know, when I moved out to Vegas, it was a whole different scene because fighting games had taken over, and you know, they become coming out back to back, and you know, they started making arcade sticks so that we could have, you know, our arcade feel at home, and a completely different situation.
How long have you been playing fighting games?
I am an 09er, so, but I'm not over for Street Fighter. I came in through Soul Calibur 4.
Alright, so about how long have you been playing fighting games?
I probably started, I'd say in 2001.
2001? Okay.
So I've been playing for a pretty long time. I mean, I'd say there 2002. I'm really not sure. It's around the time Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out.
Okay.
That's the first fighting game I started playing. So I'm not really sure what year it was.
And what was the first fighting game you ever played?
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2 right off the bat. I know it.
Boring one to say, but you know.
I think that's the first everybody played.
Everyone since then, you know.
What first sparked your love for fighting games?
I was really bad at them, and my sister used to beat the shit out of me with Chun-Li. And Soul Calibur came out, and I thought I was really good because I knew all the moves. Suddenly I realized I was bad at fundamentals, and trying to get better at my friends, I stumbled onto competitive sites. And once I figured out the games and why I was losing, it became really interesting, and I got obsessed with just learning more and more with something I was so terrible at before.
Okay, so Chun-Li is on Street Fighter, right?
Yeah.
Is that your favorite fighting game?
No, for sure.
What's your favorite game?
I've always been a big fan of Soul Calibur. I've never been a fan of the community, which is the problem. But I mean, that's a game I love playing, and then next is, you know, Marvel 3.
What first sparked your love for fighting games?
Well, I've always obviously been a nerd. So before that, I was into playing first-person shooters competitively. I used to play those on the internet. And then from that, I just remember there used to be a local arcade, Mary Kay's, and it was really popular, and we all went down there, and I first started playing just normal games, and then I started seeing fighting games, and I guess it just started from there, like beating people, and yeah, so that was pretty much it.
Do you mind if we videotape some of your matches while you guys play?
Only the good ones.
Okay, only the good ones. I promise we'll only use the good ones. Okay, very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Well, thank you very much for your time, Dave.